Welcome to the Empowered Spirit Show. This is your host, Terry Ann Hyman. I'll explore the connection to the human spirit in a way that helps to navigate your life, including crisis. I am passionate about helping you to open up to your intuition and the metaphysical world of spirit to find your confidence in your own inner guidance. Take a pause, be inspired, learn ways to show up focused, centered, and more dynamic in your everyday life.
Welcome back to the Empowered Spirit Show. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today. This episode is being sponsored by Ritual and Shelter. Are you looking for a magical place to shop and hold space? Check out Ritual and Shelter online or in Homewood, Alabama. Browse through their bookshelves covering topics such as energy healing, crystal healing, Reiki, chakras, auras, the Akashic Records, shadow work, astrology, and earth-based healing. You can also find herbal teas and tinctures alongside their crystals and oils to help establish a mindful mindset and fluid ambience before meditation, ritual work, and reflection. Ritual and Shelter is dedicated to providing one-on-one, in-depth conversations with customers to help them find the most efficient healing methods and resources that match their unique interest and energy. They offer tarot sessions, Reiki, sound bowl, and crystal healing, and now they are offering witch consultations. Visit ritualshelter.com to book an appointment and bring peace back to the body, mind, and spirit. You can also find them on Instagram at Ritual Shelter Shop, as well as Pinterest at Ritual Plus Shelter. As this podcast goes to air, we find ourselves going deeper and deeper into the liminal space between the worlds. We stand now in the most mystical time of the year. The wheel has turned to the season of darkness, where the sun retreats and the veil between the worlds grows thinner and thinner. From October 31st through November 2nd, we transverse sacred ground. Halloween, Samhain, All Saints' Day, and Day of the Dead. These are not separate celebrations, but a continuous opening, a portal through which the living and the dead can commune. Right now, in this very moment, you exist in two worlds simultaneously. The physical realm, where your body sits listening to these words, and the unseen realm, where spirits gather close, where your ancestors lean in to whisper wisdom, where the collective consciousness of all who have walked before us becomes accessible in ways it is not at any other time of the year. The ancient ones knew this. The witches who gathered at the crossroads knew this. The healers who tended the dying and welcomed the newborn knew this. They understood that death is not an ending, but a thinning, a transformation, a doorway. And they developed practices, rituals, symbols, and sacred techniques to help us navigate these unseen realms with grace, with power, and with love. Today, we're going to explore two of these ancient paths that have survived the fires of persecution and erosion of time, Reiki and witchcraft. Both are keys to the unseen world. Both teach us to perceive what others cannot see, to hear what others cannot hear, to touch the intangible and bring healing from the realm of spirit into the realm of flesh. Before we begin this journey, let's take a moment to join our energies together. So wherever you are, if you can, just for a moment, close the eyes. Taking a nice deep inhale, breathing up the body. And as you exhale, call all your energy into you, grounding. Inhale, expanding the breath up the body. And as you exhale, call in your spirit to align right on top of the emotional, mental, physical layers, centering. Inhale, expanding the breath up the body. And now as you exhale, dropping right into the heart, right into the deepest part of your heart, feel that connection, your spirit and the greater spirit. Know that you are loved, guided, protected. Feeling all this energy coming in around us as we set this sacred space. Taking another deep inhale as we call in our Reiki master teachers. We call in those that have come before us, our ancestors. We call in the angels to open our hearts with joy and love. Calling in the crystal beings for amusement, magnification. And now call in your higher self to open up, to receive this wisdom for your soul's journey. Taking another deep inhale. And exhale, dropping right into the heart, opening the third eye. Exhaling all the way down, deep into Mother Earth, grounding and centering. And now as you're ready, blinking the eyes back open, coming back. So as we go to begin, let me take you back to a moment about 6 years ago, though now I understand it was not truly 6 years ago, but lifetimes converging. I walked into a small shop in Birmingham called Ritual Plus Shelter, and the moment I crossed that threshold, I crossed another threshold entirely. Time folded. The present dissolved. I was standing in two places at once, in a modern shop filled with candles and crystals, and in a forest clearing lit by firelight, surrounded by women whose faces I knew as intimately as my own reflection. This is what the thinning of the veils feels like. Not a gentle whisper, but a sudden rupture in the fabric of linear time. The past life I had carefully filed away as metaphors suddenly became more real than the floor beneath my feet. I saw myself stirring a cauldron, setting the sacred circle, calling in the directions and the elements. I saw the moment the villagers came with their torches and their fear. I saw myself screaming for the others to run while I held the space, while I became the distraction, while I allowed my throat to be strangled and my body to be burned so that the circle could survive. And I heard myself make a vow through the smoke and the flames. I will return. I will help others. I will not let this knowledge die. That vow echoes across lifetimes. It echoes in every Reiki attunement I give, and every client who comes to me with a strangled voice and an untrapped power. The witch who died is the healer who returned. They are not separate. They never were. But what does it mean to be a witch in the unseen world? What does it mean to practice Reiki in the realm of spirit? To understand this, we must first understand where we truly are. The physical world, the world of form, of matter, of what we can touch and measure. This is only the thinnest layer of reality. Beneath it, around it, interpenetrating every atom and every breath is the unseen world. This is the world of energy, of consciousness, of the web that connects all living things across time and space. This is where your thoughts take shape before they become words. This is where healing begins before it manifests in the body. This is where the dead are not gone, but transformed, where they exist as pure consciousness, as wisdom, as love unbound by flesh. The witch knows this world intimately. She walks between the worlds as easily as you might walk between rooms in your home. She speaks the language of symbols and correspondences. She knows that a candle is not just wax and wick, but a beacon that calls forth elemental fire. She knows that herbs are not just plants, but allies with their own consciousness and healing gifts. She knows that the moon's phases are not just astronomical events, but tides of power that move through her own blood and bones. The Reiki practitioner knows this world too. Though she may use different words, she knows that her hands are not just flesh, but channels for universal life force energy. She knows that the symbols she draws are not just lines, but keys that unlock specific frequencies of healing across time and space. She knows that when she places her hands on a client's body, she is not just touching skin, but reaching into the energetic blueprint, into the soul level, into the place where all healing truly occurs. Both the witch and the healer are cartographers of the unseen. Both have learned to navigate realms that most people never consciously access, and both understand that this season, this thinning of the veils, is when their work becomes most potent and most necessary. So what is actually happening right now in these days between Halloween and Day of the Dead? Imagine that reality is not solid, but layered, like veils of silk stacked one upon another. Most of the year, the veils are opaque. The world of the living and the world of the dead remain separate, distinct. But as Psalm went at the turning of the wheel, the veils become transparent. They flutter and they outwardly wind. They part. This is when the ancestors can reach through. This is when the spirits of those who have crossed over can make themselves known through dreams, through signs, through the sudden scent of a grandmother's perfume, or the inexplicable feeling of a presence in an empty room. This is not imagination. This is the mechanics of the unseen world operating at full capacity. And this is also when we, the living, can reach through to them. We can ask questions and receive answers. We can seek guidance from those who have completed their earthly journey and now see with the clarity that only death can bring. We can heal ancestral wounds, release generational patterns, and receive blessings that ripple forward through our lineage. But to do this work safely, to do it with intention and integrity, we need tools. We need practices that have been tested across centuries. We need the wisdom of the witch and the healer. So let me share with you how these two paths help us understand and navigate the unseen world. In witchcraft, we create sacred space through ritual. We cast a circle, calling in the four directions and the elements, air, earth, fire, and water. When a witch casts a circle, she is creating a container in the energetic realm, a space between the worlds where spirit and matter can safely interact. Within that circle, the rules of ordinary reality are suspended. Time becomes fluid. The ancestors can step forward. Messages can be received. We use divination tools, tarot cards, runes, scrying mirrors, pendulums, not because these objects are magical in themselves, but because they give the unseen world a language through which to speak to us. They are translators, converting the subtle whispers of spirit into symbols our conscious mind can interpret. We honor our dead with altars, with offerings of food and flowers and photographs. We speak their names aloud. We invite them to feast with us on the Day of the Dead, knowing that in the unseen world, our intentions creates reality. When we set a place at the table for those who have passed, they are truly present. The veil is that thin. In Reiki, we access the unseen world. We are attuned to specific frequencies of universal energy, and those attunements open channels in our energetic body that allow us to perceive and direct healing force. The Hanjin Seishonen symbol, the distant healing symbol, is perhaps the most mystical of all. When we activate this symbol, we step outside of linear time in three-dimensional space. We can send healing to someone on the other side of the world, or to our own past self, or to an ancestor 7 generations back. We can reach through the veil and offer healing to those who have crossed over, helping them complete their transition, releasing them from earthly attachments, and sending them love and light. The Dakumyo symbol opens to the soul level, to the realm of pure consciousness. When we work with this symbol in meditation, we can access our Akashic records, the energetic library that contains a story of every lifetime we have ever lived. This is how I retrieve the memory of my death as a witch. This is how we can understand the soul contracts we make before incarnating, the lessons we came here to learn, the gifts we came here to share. Both paths teach us that the unseen world is not separate from us. We are not visitors to the spirit realm, we are residents. Our souls exist simultaneously in the world of form, in the world of spirit. Every night when we dream, we cross the veil. Every time we have a moment of intuition or synchronicity, we are touching the unseen. The witch and the healer simply learn to do consciously what most people do only in sleep or in fleeting moments. We learn to walk between the worlds with awareness, with intention, with reverence. And now, as we stand in the sacred season, I want to offer you some practices, some protocols that will help you access the unseen world. Whether you identify as a witch, a healer, or simply a soul seeking deeper connection. First, this time of year especially, create an ancestor altar. This can be as simple as a small table or shelf where you place photographs of loved ones who have passed, along with objects that remind you of them. Add a candle, some fresh flowers, and perhaps a small offering of food or drink, something they loved in life. Light the candle and speak to them. Tell them you honor them and ask them for guidance. Then sit in silence and notice what arises. A memory, a feeling, a sudden knowing. This is them speaking to you through the thinned veil. Second, practice Reiki in the morning with the ritual of intention of connecting to your spirit guides. Before you rise from bed, rub your hands together and focus on Reiki flowing through you. Place your hands on your heart and silently ask, what do my guides want me to know today? Then place your hands on your third eye, the space between your eyebrows, and simply receive. You may see images, hear words, or simply feel a sense of peace and knowing. Trust what comes in. Third, go outside and stand barefoot on the earth if you can. Feel your feet connecting to the ground beneath you. Rub your hands together and point them downward, sending Reiki or simply your own loving intention into the earth. Say aloud or in your heart, I honor the ancestors buried in this soil. I honor the spirits of the land. I ask for their wisdom and their blessing. Then be still and listen. The unseen world speaks in whispers, in the rustle of the leaves, in the sudden appearance of an animal, in the quality of the silence. For those who are more advanced in their practice, this is the time to do deep soul retrieval work, using the Hanshin Seishonin and the Da Kamio symbols to access your Akashic records. Ask to see lifetimes when you practiced these arts before. Ask to understand the vows you made, the wounds you carry, the gifts you have brought forward, and then ask for healing, for integration, for the wisdom of all your lifetimes to become available to you now. Most importantly, notice what you notice. The unseen world is always communicating with you, but during this season, the messages become louder, clearer, more insistent. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the synchronicities. Pay attention to the animals that cross your path, the songs that play at just the right moments, the strangers who say exactly what you needed to hear. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You are surrounded by a vast network of spiritual support. Ancestors, guides, angels, the spirits of the land, the collective wisdom of all who have walked this path before you. The veil is thin. Reach through it. Let them reach back. Take a deep inhale and exhale, and in this very moment, notice how this resonates with you. And as we come to close this journey, I want to return to the question that woman asked me 6 years ago that I met through Ritual and Shelter. The question was, when did you know you were a witch? I understand now that the question itself was a key, an invitation from the unseen world to remember. Because the truth is, I have always been a witch. I have always been a healer. I carry these archetypes. These are not roles I chose in this lifetime, but soul identities I carry across lifetimes. The witch who died in the flames made a vow to return. She has returned. Not once, but many times in many forms. And she has brought with her new tools, new languages, new ways of accessing this ancient wisdom. Reiki is one of those tools. It is the witch's magic transplanted into a form that can survive in a world that once burned us for our gifts. But the burning times are over. The veils are thinning, not just seasonally, but permanently. We are entering into an age where the unseen world and the physical world are coming back into alignment, where magic and science are revealing themselves to be two languages describing the same reality, where the witch and the healer can finally step out of the shadows and claim their full power. This is the great work of our time, to integrate what once was split, to heal which once was wounded, to speak what was once silenced. The witch in me and the Reiki healer in me are not two separate beings, but one whole, empowered self. And that self is rising, not from the ashes alone, but hand in hand with all the others who carry this lineage, this calling, this sacred vow. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the ancestors our descendants will call upon. We are the bridge between the worlds. And as you move through these sacred days between Halloween and the Day of the Dead, I invite you to step fully into your power. Light your candles, cast your circles, channel your Reiki, speak to your dead. Listen to the whispers of the unseen world. And know that every time you do this work, you are fulfilling a vow made lifetimes ago. You are the witch who survived. You are the healer who returned, and the world is waiting for your magic. Thank you so much for walking between the worlds with me today on this Empowered Spirit Show. To learn more about my work, to schedule an Akashic reading, to go deeper into your lineage, to explore more of what's going on, reach out, schedule a spiritual upgrade session with me, and let's chat, or book a private session. You can find all that information on my website at terryannhyman.com and check out my upcoming online class in November, Past, Present, Future, Healing Timelines through the Quantum Akashic Realm. May you walk in both worlds with grace. May the veil remain thin for you. May your ancestors bless you, and may you bless them in return. Until we meet again in this world or the next, blessed be. Thank you so much for listening. This is your host, Terry Ann Hyman, to your spirit. Namaste. The Reiki Rays World Summit is coming up November 7th through November 11th. Join now, register for free, and go ahead and get the opening sessions. Each day, 5 to 6 new interviews will be released and available free for 24 hours. Add them to your calendar now. You won't want to miss a moment. And I'll put the link to register in the show notes.